Why is the fairy tale of Pena Palace full of sorrow? In the western suburbs of Lisbon, Portugal's capital, stands a breathtaking palace. With its pink and yellow hues and fairy tale-like roofs nestled in lush greenery, Pena Palace amazes every visitor with its beauty. However, few know that the story behind Pena Palace is not as glamorous as its exterior. The man who built it, Ferdinand II, was driven by deep sadness and sorrow. Pena Palace was commissioned by Ferdinand II, the husband of Queen Maria II of Portugal. Ferdinand wanted to create a magical palace to lift his wife's spirits and help ease her perpetual worries. Queen Maria II's life was far from happy. In 1828, at the tender age of 9, she returned to Europe to inherit the throne of the Portuguese Empire. She was too young to understand state affairs, yet the country's internal conflicts were already brewing. 6 years earlier, the royal family had enacted the 1822 constitution, later replaced by a new charter, which angered the populace. Upon Maria's accession, the radical factions demanded the abolition of the new charter and the reinstatement of the 1822 constitution. Maria, only partially aware of the constitutional matters, followed the royal family's stance and ignored the protesters. This led to heightened tensions, and 8 years later, the liberals were enraged, igniting the September Revolution to legitimize the 1822 constitution. The indecisive queen was in a state of panic. Unable to devise a feasible solution, she, along with the conservatives, made a decision that further infuriated the populace. They offered one of Portugal's overseas colonies to Britain in exchange for military intervention to suppress the uprising. The public was outraged by what they saw as betrayal, escalating the conflict into large-scale uprisings. In 1838, the Rocio massacre occurred, where radical guards and workers from the Rocio factory clashed with government forces, resulting in numerous casualties among the rebels. The persistent unrest forced Maria to seek a resolution. On her 19th birthday, the Portuguese royal family enacted a new constitution to appease the public, gradually quelling the dissent. By then, Maria was exhausted, a plight her husband, Ferdinand, deeply sympathized with. She is only 19, why must she bear such burdens? Ferdinand lamented. He decided to build a magnificent retreat for his wife, a place where they could escape the political turmoil each summer, hoping it would alleviate some of her distress. Ferdinand chose the western outskirts of Lisbon in the town of Sintra as the site for the palace. He gathered skilled craftsmen and embarked on creating a palace that would bring a smile to his wife's face. Thus, Pena Palace was born. To lift Maria's spirits, Ferdinand adorned Pena Palace with bright yellow, vibrant pink, regal purple, and dignified grey colors. He constructed spire towers resembling rockets, making the palace look like a delightful confection. Additionally, he incorporated flower-filled pathways, intricate verandas, and fixed drawbridges, ensuring every corner of the palace was full of surprises. Even the poet Byron, upon visiting, could not help but call it Eden. Ferdinand poured immense effort into Pena Palace, and fearing his wife's dissatisfaction, the construction progressed slowly, taking 45 years to complete. Unfortunately, Queen Maria did not live to see its completion. During the construction, Portugal was still riddled with conflicts. The new Prime Minister was an autocrat who, within 2 years of taking office, abolished the new constitution and reinstated the charter, sparking another revolution. Although the uprisings were eventually suppressed and the Prime Minister replaced, the Portuguese government dared not take any more drastic actions. Maria, unable to endure the continuous upheavals, passed away at 32 years before Pena Palace was finished.